Everybody is aware about the suicidal cases of Kota. Why this is happening? Why so many students are?
So कोटा पे फोकस इसलिए है क्योंकि वो न्यूज़पेपर में आ जाता है. The reality is that the dying by suicide in India is increasing, and a significant number of young men and women more are attempting to die by suicide and are completing that process. The context of that, the educational context of that is one context of that. Quota is one context of that. It comes from a very narrow definition of success. It's not happening today, it's been happening for years. In 1995, when I came back to this country to start working in India again, one of the first things that I did was to start a helpline called Operation Hope, which was an examination-based helpline. It was one of the first helplines that we started at that point of time. From 1995 to 2003, we ran that helpline and it was a Delhi-based helpline. The number of suicides in Delhi were increasing at that time. But the context was, सब लोग IIT जाना चाहते थे. IIT जाना बड़ा मुश्किल होता था. People were trying very hard. They were not.
Competition.
In 2001, the social context changed. सब लोग जी के पास जाके call center में काम करना चाहते थे. There was a job available that you could address. There was a plan B, plan C available for you.
Yeah.
You felt hopeful about that plan B, plan C. The number of suicides actually came down. Not because of the helpline, but because of a plan B and plan C. So it is this, if we are going to work, so the way to address the issue of losing young lives is to address the educational system, is to address the employment opportunities, is to make the educational more skill-based so that more livelihood opportunities are available to us. And if you do have a mental health problem, then of course mental health services should be accessible to you. We have the only law in the world, well, one of the only laws in the world, which actually guarantees access to mental health as a right. Health as a right does not come in other laws. But mental health as a right is acknowledged in the Mental Health Care Act. But usko implement karna, the whole process of making sure that there is access to mental health services is important. But changing the educational system, having options in the educational system. For example, this thing about having 2 board exams instead of 1 board exam. For example, if you could choose to take 2 subject exams this year and 1 subject exam in 3 months' time and another subject exam in 4 months' time, it will allow you to have, and having a range of livelihood opportunities would help you decrease the level of stress that the students would have.
Just like they started grade system also. That is also
वो
helpful.
एक tokenism है, मतलब honestly वो एक tokenism है, because the pressure on the student, even a third grade student in this city, even a nursery grade student
I can
in this
see
city,
that, sir. I can see that.
you know, the
Huge
amount
pressure.
of pressure to
Huge
perform in an educational environment is so huge. So you've lived in that pressure cooker till grade 12. You lived with the expectation that Kota jaoge, miraculously you will be able to, break the system and get into a privileged way of education, as if being in IIT will solve everything for you.
Click here to watch the full episode.